My cousin's daughter sent me a graduation registry that made my jaw hit the floor. She wasn't asking for a dorm set, a laptop, or something reasonable. No. She wanted a brand new 2025 SUV, a $12,000 fund for a summer in Europe, and a Cartier luxury watch. And that was just the top 3 items. I replied with the only thing that felt right. Not happening. She shot back instantly. Then don't bother showing up. So I didn't. But what came after flipped the entire family against her instead. The truth is, I'd been angry with her long before that ridiculous registry. Her name is Lana. She's my younger cousin David's daughter, just turned 18, and she's been strutting around like she's royalty since she was 15. Entitled, smug, and so manipulative it's scary. She's the golden child in the family. Everyone feeds that ego of hers like it's their full-time job. My aunt and uncle dote on her. David, who used to have a spine, now just shrugs it off and says she's confident. And his wife, Sophia, she treats Lana like she's her best friend instead of her daughter. They let her talk to them like they're her personal assistants. But me, I was the one she expected to bankroll her lifestyle. Why? Because I'm 33, single, no kids, and financially stable. I work in tech consulting, I own my home outright, I travel when I want, and I enjoy nice things. In Lana's mind, that meant I had an obligation to share my wealth with her. Over the past year alone, she hit me up for concert tickets, designer skincare, limited edition sneakers, a new iPhone, and even asked me to cover her friend's $600 credit card bill as a favor. Once, she guilt-tripped me into paying for an online therapist she found on Instagram because Dad doesn't understand mental health. I paid, hoping it would help. It didn't. She just used it to complain about how hard it was being surrounded by people who didn't get her. She'd throw little digs at me constantly. You're lucky, Aunt Sarah. No husband, no kids, just money and freedom. Like my life was just a free vault for her to dip into. Then came the registry. It was a Thursday evening, and I was finishing emails when I got her text. No greeting, no, how are you? Just, hey, Aunt Sarah, here's my graduation registry. Thought you'd want to be part of something special. I clicked the link, and I swear, my jaw actually dropped. First item, a brand new Mazda SUV. Second, a $12,000 fund for her European gap year. Third, a Cartier watch retailing at just under $7,000, and it didn't stop. There were Balenciaga sneakers, a Hermes wallet, a Dyson Airwrap, a $20,500 spa retreat in Arizona. Not one laptop, not one dorm essential, not one thing for school. It wasn't a graduation registry, it was a spoiled princess wish list. I stared at the screen for a full minute, then sent the only response that made sense. Not happening, Lana. Her reply came instantly. Then don't show up. Just like that. Dismissed. I didn't reply. I didn't need to. That one sentence told me everything I already knew. She didn't see me as family. She saw me as a credit card with a pulse. So I didn't go to her graduation. I didn't say anything to anyone. I let them find out on their own. The night of the ceremony, my mom called me twice. Then texted, "Why aren't you here? Lana's asking about you." Funny, considering 10 minutes earlier she'd told me not to come. Now she wanted to play the victim. I ignored it. The next day, David called, and I knew then they weren't going to let it go. They wanted answers, and for the first time in years, I was ready to give them. Every nasty little secret, every manipulative stunt, every cruel comment Lana had made, I was going to lay it all out in front of everyone. The registry was the spark, but the fire had been building for years, and this time, I wasn't going to be the one burned. Sunday came, and like always, the family gathered at my parents' place for a barbecue. Burgers on the grill, lemonade in plastic pitchers, lawn chairs scattered across the patio. David and Sophia were already there. And of course, Lana, glowing in her graduation halo, lounging on a deck chair like it was her coronation. She didn't even glance at me when I walked in. My mom gave me a quick hug and whispered, "I don't know what's going on between you and Lana, but please be civil." That was code for "don't ruin the day." Fine, I thought, but I wasn't here to ruin it. I was here to end it. We went through the motions, small talk, stories. My dad asked about my work. Sophia droned on about Lana's nails before graduation. Lana rolled her eyes at everyone and eventually pulled out her phone, bragging about the gifts she did get. A Chanel wallet from Sophia, a shopping spree from David, a weekend getaway from some family friend. My name didn't come up, not until my mom asked, "So, what did Sarah get you?" Lana didn't hesitate. She smirked and said, "Oh, she couldn't be bothered." My blood boiled. That was it. I put my glass down and said loud enough for everyone to hear, "No, I said I wasn't buying you a car, a $12,000 vacation, and a luxury watch. Because you're 18, not a celebrity." The patio went silent. Even Sophia froze mid-bite. David cleared his throat nervously. "Maybe we should talk about this later." "No," I cut him off. "Later has been years, David." Then I turned to my parents. "Do you know she asked me to pay for therapy because she said you two are emotionally dead? That she complains about you constantly?" I turned to David. "She told me you and Sophia are too small-minded to understand her dreams." David's face dropped. "Lana, is that true?" She scoffed. "That's out of context." "Oh, really?" I shot back. "Was it out of context when you asked me to cover your friend's credit card debt? Or when you said you don't respect a single adult in this family?" Sophia jumped in. "Sarah, this isn't the time." "No, this is exactly the time," I snapped. "I've spent nearly 2 years being used, insulted, and manipulated by a teenager who thinks we're all ATMs with names. I'm done." Lana's face went pale. David just stared at her and Sophia, speechless for once. Then my mom stood up, slow and calm, and asked Lana directly, "Is all of that true?" Lana didn't answer. She didn't need to. Her silence said it all. And that's when the shift happened. My dad, who'd been quiet all day, stood up and told Lana to hand over her phone. She refused. He took it anyway. David told her the vacation fund was gone. Sophia tried to argue, but he shut her down. "She just humiliated our entire family. You think that deserves a reward?" I didn't stick around long after. The damage was done. As I left, Lana glared at me like I'd ruined her life. Maybe I had, or maybe I'd just told the truth. The following week was eerily quiet. No calls from David, no texts from Sophia, nothing from Lana, just a check-in from my mom. By Friday, David finally called. He sounded tired. He admitted that after the cookout, Lana had a full meltdown, screaming, crying, locking herself in her room, accusing everyone of betraying her. But he also admitted something else. For the first time, he saw her without the golden child filter. He said, "I should have stepped in a long time ago. I let her treat you like you owed her. I'm sorry." I didn't need the apology, but it hit me. Not because it fixed things, but because it meant he finally saw what I'd been saying all along. Over the next few weeks, Lana went quiet. Then one afternoon, I walked out of my office and there she was, sitting on a bench outside in jeans, a plain hoodie, no designer bag, no makeup. She looked small. She asked me quietly, "Can we talk?" We walked to a coffee shop. She didn't order anything. She just said, "I was awful to you. I thought if people gave me things, it meant they loved me. That's how it worked at home. If I cried loud enough, someone fixed it. You're the only one who ever told me no, the only one who made me think." I didn't forgive her on the spot. I didn't hug her. I just said, "Okay." And somehow, that was enough. Weeks later, she texted me a photo of her tutoring a little boy in math. No designer drama, no flex, just her doing something normal. And then came the shocker. She listed me as a reference for a mentorship program. Her essay was raw, honest, about accountability, about learning that love isn't gifts, it's someone refusing to enable you. For the first time, she was owning her mistakes. Sophia didn't like it. She showed up at my door, furious that Lana had chosen me as her guiding adult. She accused me of trying to prove I was better than her. I told her, "This isn't about me. It's about your daughter. She didn't come to you because you never told her no. That's not love. That's weakness." Sophia stormed off. But a week later, Lana showed up with a suitcase. She'd asked to live with me for a while. She wanted a fresh start. David agreed. Sophia hated it. But Lana came anyway, and for the first time, I saw her take real responsibility, getting a part-time job, cooking, budgeting, acting like a normal person. The spoiled princess act faded. She wasn't perfect, but she was finally real. And me? I didn't need her to be perfect. I just needed her to stop expecting me to carry her. That was enough. And if you've ever been the walking credit card in your family, you know exactly what I mean. Sometimes the kindest thing you can do is say no. It doesn't just save you, it might just save them too. If you found yourself hooked on this story, hit that like button, subscribe for more wild family drama and revenge stories, and drop a comment below telling me what you would have done if you were in my shoes.